When I look at this bookcase, there's no books there. But if I get up and I walk over to it and I pull off a book and I start reading, it's going to be very hard for me to maintain that opinion. There's nothing up there. Those books are all blank books until I open them. What I see was not necessarily what was already there, not for consciousness. Fred may have never read that book, which would be fine. We're kind of glad because he'd probably brag on it if he if he knew he read that book, right? He's quite apt to. He wants all the credit, none of the blame for anything.
So if you're in a car accident and laying on the ground bleeding out, isn't it going to be only natural to wish that that wasn't so, that that wasn't reality?
What you're going to notice is what happens is what's natural. In other words, if there's something going on and you agree with it or disagree with it, that's what naturally happened. So you can disagree with it and think you should be agreeing with it, but that's not true. You can't should be anything. There's no should.
So it's just another nail in the coffin for free will. It's just a matter of accepting every little instance of this life.
The Greeks tried to live what's sometimes kind of like me in the sense that they tried to live what's called a good life. Now the Greeks themselves, not as an awakened civilization, because that's certainly not true. But you can be more civilized or less than civilized. Less the idea that anything should be other than the way it is, that's the basic complaint. And there only has to be one feeling like that for everything else just to glove zone, just like it's a magnet to a bunch of BBs. And usually that magnet is something not right about this. It's just the lightest suspicion. From that suspicion, there'll be a check. Is that true? Should it really be like this? No, it should. I got it now. It shouldn't. Well, none of this should be just like this. Should be just like this. It should be. I've got no replacement for this because there is no replacement. There is no alternative to this. You don't have to accept this in a philosophical sort of way. You have your option. You can accept conditions as they are, or you can suffer. And I can, just the same way I can accept that can I accept that I shouldn't be in bed? No, I can't accept that. Why? Because I'm in bed. So there's no, I should be in bed. That can be the feeling because you've seen me when I could walk. Like I've seen him walk, he shouldn't be in bed. Well, when you saw him, he was a walking thing. Now he's a lying down thing. He can't walk. It just cannot walk. There's no should or shouldn't to it. That's where the false world, that's where our troubled world arises from, is that everybody thinks that my world, just as if it was a personal thing. When you're one out of 9 billion, how important is your opinion? Maybe not very important at all, but by God, it's my opinion. And I'm thinking that I'm the center of the universe, and that's my whole problem. When I begin to see things as they are, I'll get to be where I think it was Ramana that used to say, but maybe it was just, I don't know, some great teacher said, that it's a matter of resistance is painful, acceptance is not. Because I accept the fact that I should be lying in bed, I've been doing a pretty good job of adhering to that. And so right now, there's not a lot of aching or pains that I need to get over because there just aren't a lot of achings and pain.